There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious.
Hail to the king, baby.
Here's the thing, though. What I've been doing is 3:30 every morning. That's I get up and I do my sprints. Yeah, I mean, those are prime sprinting hours. People don't realize. And that's how I know I'm succeeding, is if I'm doing my sprints while everyone else is asleep. It's a winning mindset is what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dwayne. Good morning to our Patreon, Fred Peterson. It feels great to be out of the YouTube chain. Oh, Scotty Reno. Let's go. Good morning, Chad. Motor City Villains in the house. Jeffrey Addison, present and accounted for. Thank you, Smoking Jeremy B. Started his show today on the network. Feels good. Feels good. Good morning, Aiden, Paula, Brent, and Gun Guy. Wow. Wow. Feeling good today. Oh, that feels so good today. It feels so good today. Monday, Victory Monday, and the Lions are still in the playoffs. Holy crap.
Playoffs?
They won a playoff game. This is amazing. And this is a football talk show here. It isn't just about the Lions, but we're Lions fans on here, and we are going to pump our chests out there just a little bit.
The champ is here.
The NFC North champions
The champ is here.
advance in the playoffs.
The champ is here.
Yeah. We're not the champs yet right there, but we are the NFC North champs, and winning a playoff game, I don't know. I got a little bit emotional last night. Gonna do the duties right here, paying the bills right here. We are broadcasting live into the Detroit Lions News Podcast. Joe Chapp, I know that you had a cry yesterday. I had a cry yesterday. Thank you, Joe Chapp. Let us broadcast into that network right here. We just crossed 23,000 villains. 23,000 villains. Hit that follow button. If you're watching this program right now, you're probably a football fan. I have no other reason that you could possibly be watching this program right now unless you are an avid football fan. We do also talk about the other teams in this division too. And boy, did them Packers put a beat down on them Cowboys. Gosh, if you're a Lion fan and you're watching that, first of all, thank you. I can't believe I got to say this to Packer fan. Thank you to the Packers for knocking out the 2 seed and giving the Lions a second playoff game in Ford Field. That is so huge, man. Good morning to everybody that's in here. I want to hit some of these comments in here. I know we should change the name to Hangover Monday, because right now my partner in crime is a little bit hungover. He's going to be coming in a little bit later here. But you know what? We were partying. We were partying last night. The Lions won a playoff game. That is amazing right there. First of all, Fred Peterson says, great show to Jeremy right there. Jeremy debuted his program, Biting Kneecaps. I'm not sure that he's Smoking Jeremy B. It's football talk, Lions talk with Smoking Jeremy B and his partner in crime. And thank you guys for jumping onto the network. You can catch them weekdays every morning at 10 a.m. right before this program right here, Smoking Jeremy B, all Lions content. So don't be coming on here with these other guys. I know that we got a couple of the other fan bases in here right now, but that's not what Jeremy's going to be doing. He says that you can watch him. It's fine, but he is going to hit all the Lions content. And so are we. That's our Wednesday night show right here. So this is football talk right now, paying the bills. This is football talk with Russell Wayne. I am your host each and every weekday at 11 a.m. So we got a 10 a.m. show, 11 a.m. show. Things are moving well right here. And I want to go back through these games right here. Let's do a little bit of the review right here. This is usually a mic thing right here, but let's go into the review of this game right here. Matt Stafford comes into Ford Field. And I know that emotions were different. You know, it's a different kind of feel with Matt Stafford coming in here. He completely changed the dynamic of our playoff this year. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just means that we wanted to keep the main things. And I didn't think that they were going to be the main matchup in this game, and they weren't. It was the Lions offensive line dominating in fashion, again, being able to control the game at the end, having control at the end. Jared Goff had a good game, but they kept them clean. On his 22 completions, he didn't have any pressure. So kudos to the Lions offensive line for getting it done. The Lions offensive line played very well. Now, even though Matt Stafford was coming back in here, we knew that we were going to have to worry about some of these other guys right there, because Matt Stafford did throw for over 300 yards. He was 25 of 36 for 367 yards. That's 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Puka Nakua had 181 of those yards. But outside of that, I mean, it seems like to be a trend here for these Lions because they let it almost seems like they let one guy go off and then they shut everybody else down. And that seems to be what they did right there. I mean, Demarcus Robinson was the second leading receiver. He had 3 catches for 44 yards. Tutu Atwell, 1 catch for 38 yards. 3 for 35, 2 for 28. So you didn't get a Cooper Kupp. They held Cooper Kupp 5 catches for 27 yards. But the real story is, and this is how you beat a great quarterback like Matt Stafford, is they kept him in check on the ground. They had less than 100 yards rushing again. Both of their guys together with 16 carries for 70 yards. I mean, and if you that's the first key to beating a guy like Matt Stafford, is to shut down the run game and make him one-dimensional. And that's what the Lions did. Now, I mean, you can talk to me about the problems at the secondary position. Once again, Cameron Sutton getting abused in the secondary. Hopefully they can clean that up. But they got a playoff victory in Ford Field. And in some ways, you could say that they exorcised a demon. That's a demon. You know, they went through a whole bunch of that this year. And as they're knocking off all of these things, they couldn't win multiple games on the road. They just haven't been able to beat teams with winning records and all that when Stafford was here. And as they're knocking these things off one by one, they finally get to some of the more meaningful stuff, like winning the division title for the first time in over 30 years. And that you started to feel different. And then now you knock this other demon out of there, and that's a playoff win. Now it seems like you got the franchise into the century now. That Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell did a great job at bringing the Lions back into this century right here. So now you ain't got all these 3-decade-old things that haven't happened in forever, right? It's right back. You pulled the elephant right out of the room. Let's go through some of this other stuff. Let's look at the Lions right here. The Lions, Jared Goff, 22 of 27 for 277. 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. And no bigger throw than that last throw to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love this team. I love the fact that they go for the throat. Like, was there any doubt in anybody's mind out there that the Lions were going to go for it, that was the end of the game right there? There was no doubt that he was going to go for it. And there was also no doubt that if they didn't get it and they gave the ball back to Matt Stafford, that we were going to lose. That became very clear to me. That if they gave the ball back to Matt Stafford, that they would have lost that game. That was abundantly clear to me. So kudos to Dan Campbell for being Dan Campbell. Dan the Gamble Campbell. Making sure. Now, I know that they sealed that game. I was like 2nd or 3rd down or something like that with the catch to Amon-Ra. But the fact that he dropped back, passed it, knew that was it. This was it. I ain't giving you any more chances. You're too damn good, Matt. What a good show of respect that is. You're too damn good, Matt. Oh, there we go. Now I got to get to this other one right here, and I got to give some kudos. I mean, just going through the reviews, we're going to review all these things again, but I'm giving you a gloss over before we get main event Mike in here to go through this stuff. But the other game being this Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys. And they gave us a gift here, guys. I mean, it was a hard watch for a Lion fan. You're looking at this thing, and you're looking at this game, and you're like, gosh, man, can both of these teams lose? From a Lion fan perspective, you're hating on this. You're like, gosh, them boys versus the Packers. But, when you just look at it, you take your emotion out of it. You're like, if the Cowboys go down, then that means that the Lions have another playoff game that they could possibly have at home. And two, you avoid playing the Packers again, who look like the hottest team in the NFL right now. I'm not going to lie. I mean, did you watch the Packers and be like, yeah, Lions can just kill that team? Hell no, man. Jordan Love looks scary. Jordan Love looks scary out there, man. Let's look at that. Jordan Love coming out. 16 of 21. 272, 3 touchdowns, zero interceptions. This guy's just throwing dimes out there. But the real story of that game is the ground game. Holy crap. Aaron Jones with 2 touchdowns during the entire season. And then he has 21 carries for 118 yards and 3 tutties. Aaron Jones went down to Dallas, where Dallas hasn't lost a game all year, and just put a thumping.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
They put a thumping on them Cowboys. Now, there's part of you that was like bittersweet in that. If you're a Lion fan, you're watching that beatdown, and part of you is going, yeah, you guys deserve that. You guys deserve that. The Lions should have the 1 seed anyway. But I'm glad that they got by their game, because how scared are you of Matt Stafford eliminating the Lions from the playoffs? In the back of my mind, I wasn't all that scared. But when we got into the game, that scale went up to 10, man. And everybody that was watching it with me at the Lions Den was in the same mode, where they were intimidated. We were pulling each other up off the ground. Help. Hey, Gary, it was so nice. Gary from the Lions Den, Gary Loafman, my brother, my compadre. It is so nice that you allow us to go and watch that game there with you. And it was so nice after all of this time, man. We watched the Dallas game together. And had a cry after the game was over, when Stafford could have won that playoff game in 14. We were there together, and we've never got to experience a win together after all these times. And Tim the Tool Man, you introduced me to Gary way back in the day, when he was coming out and watching my band Crop Circle and the Jesters in the 09, 08 area. And we just love these Lions, man. We love these Lions, and to get to experience a playoff win. Now, Packer fans, you guys, we have another playoff win. Oh, wow, we won again. Wow. It must be nice. It must be nice. It's okay, though. It's okay. We're not used to winning. We don't know what to do with our hands. But I think our team is good. And I think our team is going to be good for the long haul. And now you're looking at these 2 juggernauts of the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions for the future. They're still in the playoffs right now, but for the future, the next 10 years, all these teams are young, man. Packers and the Lions, with players that are getting established. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. It is great to talk about playoff football, and we would be talking about playoff football regardless, but usually this time of year, we're not talking about our team, the Lions, but we are talking about the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are going to have to go to San Francisco and play a very good defense. And have to see how they do out there. And today, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tampa Baker Mayfields, they're going to be in there. And the Eagles fly with Matt Patricia. You know, there's a chance. It's like we take down Matt Stafford. And main event Mike was talking about. You take down Matt Stafford. And we could be bringing in Matt Patricia. And if they can beat Matt Patricia, they may be going to the NFC title game to play Matt LaFleur. There's a chance that we could go through the Matt gauntlet. Okay, right there. Aiden says that he cried yesterday too. I want to get into some of these comments right here. I'm going to get these because, you know, you guys, what are your thoughts on that? What I mean, I want to see if we got some emotional responses in here. Akari says, I cried yesterday in Ford Field. I'm still overwhelmed by this win. So you got to go to the game. Wow. Man, that would be awesome. I would love to be able to go to a home playoff game, man. It is just too much money. It's too much money for the poor guys, right? I'd have to like take a loan out in order to be able to go to this thing. But that would be awesome. How what a blessing that is. You got to be on that field. I would have loved to have been part of that atmosphere right there. Akari, thank you for the comment. Fred Peterson, the Detroit flag says, which means we hope for better things and it will rise from the ashes. I'm not going to try to read that, Fred, right there, the words of that, but the Spirimus Malora, and Resurgent Cineribus, which means we hope for better things and it rise from the ashes. I like that. I butchered it. I'm sorry, Fred, but that's all right. I wanted to try. A 50% Laporta is better than 100% anyone else. I love it. What's really funny is that Dan Campbell comes out and that comment afterwards, it was like they wanted him more for the blocking. The blocking in the run game. And yeah, and when you're looking at that, you know, David Montgomery, 14 carries. He only had 57 yards and a touchdown, 4.1 yards a carry. But that it just seemed like when they did run, it was like very meaningful, and they got exactly the 4 to 5 yards a carry. I mean, it's just going down there. I'm on Ross St. Brown with 7 catches, 110 yards, and none bigger than that seal the dealer at the end right there, where they got to kneel down and watch that time expire. And the best thing is Matt Stafford had to watch all that. Go Lions. Would love to see a Packers versus Lions NFC championship game at Ford Field. That'd be crazy to get 3 home playoff games. And you're getting a look at the future, man. The black and blue division is back. The black and blue division is back. Oh, there we go. Main event Mike. Main event Mike is in the back. Hold on, let me get this thing right here. I got to get this let me get this down right here. And let me get the comment out of the way. And I'm going to bring in, fresh off his hangover right there. Main event Mike, welcome to the program.
Hello, my little friend.
Russ, could you please speak a little lower?
Oh, Oh, I can't, man. I can't. My volume only goes up to 11, apparently. So
Victory Monday, baby.
it's Victory Monday, and I feel like I've already talked too much about the Packers in there, but it's like we have to share this freaking show. But the thing is like it all ties together. And it's just such a beautiful thing. The black and blue division is back, Mike. After those 2 wins from the NFC North. Look at that. The NFC North in their weak division both advance into the second round, into the divisional round of the playoffs. Mike, give me your first thoughts, man. Let's go.
Well, I just finished all the box scores, and there are a few things that stand out to me. Number one, Aaron Jones is a beast. Okay, first of all.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
And the Lions secondary is shaky, but if you look on the last 3 games of this team, they let the quarterback put up a lot of yards, but they just don't break, and they're able to keep up on the offensive side. So, I mean, this team can outscore anyone. If you look at that first half, the Detroit Lions just driving down on every drive, scoring. Excuse me. And the defense gives up a 3 when we score a 7. I'll take that all day.
Yep. And we were doing that. Like it's very obvious how this team wants to play now. And I love it because now that you kind of got your pulse on how Dan wants to win games, and what they want to do is they want to go out and run a track meet. They want to get out ahead of you, and then they stay ahead of you, and then they play that way. They play to keep ahead of you. And one thing I noticed about the box score when I was going over it was like they have a knack of, they do give up a lot of pass yards, but it's to one player usually. And then they shut everybody else down. So I don't know if that's by design where you're really, I mean, it's not by design to get burnt like that on that long touchdown, Cameron Sutton. By the way, just don't fall down, like get better in coverage right there. But outside of like that giant play right there, it seems like they're trying to fuse everything to one dude and make him one-dimensional. You're not going to be able to run the ball, and you throw it to Puka, but we're going to tackle you right away. And
so here's your box score. Detroit Lions win 24-23 in a nail biter. I was suffering from PTSOL so bad. I mean, so bad. As those you were too. I saw you. We were suffering because it was the tension was just too much for as many times as this team has lost, and now it's the biggest stage basically in our lifetimes. It's the biggest stage we've ever been on, and we're clinging to a 1-point lead. And I just could barely take it. But this team pulled through and got the win. It's so glorious. 24-23 Detroit Lions win. Jared Goff, here, how about this stat line? 22 of 27. That's super efficient, folks. A passer rating of 121.80 at 277 yards and 1 touchdown.
It's my quarterback.
Rushing wise, the Lions were only able to muster 79 yards rushing, but like you said, this was a track meet. This was a shootout. And yet the under still went under 51.5 at 47. So Matt Stafford, 25 of 36, 367 yards. He had 2 touchdowns and a passer rating of 120.9. So outdueled by Jared Goff in the passer rating. The Rams are only able to generate 68 yards of rushing on the ground. Kyron Williams, 13 carries, 61 yards. He had a 4.7 yard average. That's below his season average, by the way. David Montgomery, 14 carries, 57 yards. But in that first drive, I swear he had half of those yards in that first drive. Right out of the gate, Montgomery. They were pounding Montgomery up the middle, sending Gibbs to attack the edges, and it kept the defense on their heels. And Goff with the play action, just the master at play action, finding Amon-Ra St. Brown, 110 yards on 7 catches. Josh Reynolds, former Ram, former teammate of Goff, really stuck it to the old team. 5 big catches for 80 yards. Sam Laporta had a touchdown. He was 3 of 14. Puka Nacua, Pikachu, whatever you want to call him. He looks like a young Eddie Van Halen. 9 catches, 181 yards and a touchdown. And that's the first time I've really got a good look at Puka Nacua. Russ, this guy's Man,
He's
a
awesome.
rookie. This guy's a rookie. I mean, you could not have one guy tackle him.
Let
He's
me make
out-
one.
Go ahead.
Yep. Let me make one comment on this because John Kapler called me out. We call him Pikachu like this is some bad thing. Pikachu just so happens to be the most powerful being in the Pokemon universe. So us calling him Pikachu isn't really a slight. It means he's a freaking beast, and that's what he is.
Is somebody calling us out for calling him Pikachu?
John Kapler. What we
the
called him
bad
Pikachu.
guy?
The bad guy, he's not calling us out. He's just saying, hey, I hope you guys know when you're calling him Pikachu, he's the most powerful person in the Pokemon universe.
okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, yeah, we do realize that. And, this might be the best rookie wide receiver performance of all time. Like, so yeah, he is Pikachu.
I love this. Eric Heron says, did you notice Cooper Kupp really didn't do much? And I did notice Puka Nacua seems to be the number one for Matt Stafford now. Cooper Kupp, 5 catches and only 27 yards. They really held him in check all night. Kendall Vildor, I see why you Chicago Bear fans are just fine with him not being on your team anymore. This guy leaves his feet way too much, Russ. Diving, it happened against Dallas, the big CeeDee Lamb 92-yard catch. He dove. The guy leaves his feet too much. He did it yesterday, gave up a big play. And then there was other plays where there was another guy there to tackle him, but I noticed this guy launching, falling down, missing a tackle. Needs to get his arms wrapped around the defender. That's what I liked about him in the first 2 games as a Lion. He seemed to be a good, sure tackler. Now he's getting into this taking chances. He could be a liability as we move on to the next round. That's what I think.
For sure. And let's touch on this PTSOL thing because there was one thing that left me. And I think that it left you and all Lions fans should feel this way right now is that the PTSOL is over now. Okay. Like we can go ahead and be scared in the end of the games, but this 30-year curse for the division, this 30-year curse for playoff drought, it's over now. Okay. You can take it. You can put it up in the cupboard and say, hey man, way back in the day, we had this streak that it went on and on and on, but then it was over in 2024. It's over now, guys. Like the reasons I'm driving home and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, the reasons that I was scared was because this is a curse. It feels like a curse.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like when the referees come in. I was pissed off at the end of that first half when they're missing PIs and in trying to manipulate the game, calling out the refs again. And I will call out the refs. They did an awful job at the end of the first half again. I'm glad that we won the game, but the curse is over. It's no longer if we do lose a game going out this year, the curse is over. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, well, I'll see you in another 30 years. No, we won this year. It's over. The curse part is over. Now we can live our lives without the past being stuck on our rear end because it got cut off this year. All the dead baggage, it's gone. It's gone. Now you're just a playoff team in there in the divisional round with a shot to win the Super Bowl. The curse is over. No Matt Stafford curse is over. You beat your nemesis, right? You traded Stafford for Goff. They won a Super Bowl. They're not going to come in and play bad guy. No, you beat him. Well, you beat him.
When they had that terrible call when it was 4th down, all year the Lions go out on 4th down and try to draw the defense off sides to get a first down, and it never works. It worked. They clearly encroached. Yep. They clearly jumped into the neutral zone. They stopped the play, and they call false start on the Lions. And we were all booing because we knew it was a bad call. But then when they showed the replay, it was so egregious and obvious. You lost your shit, my friend, over that.
I'm sick of that. I'm sick of referee because the thing is the game ended up being great anyway, right? You didn't go in. You didn't have to make that. You didn't have to make that. Maybe the Lions would have went in and scored a touchdown on that, because that should have been 1st and 10 right there on their 30-yard line. Like, I get sick of those moments, and it isn't just the Lions. I've watched it happen to other teams too. It's like, get the hell out of the game. Stop. Let these guys play. All that, it might have been a hold, all that stuff. I don't care about that. They hold Hutchinson on every damn play, just like they hold Parsons on every damn play. You can argue that if you want. I'm not going to waste much time with it, but it's these game-changing calls that have no bearing on the game where they decide to change something. And it all went out the window. Like, I won't feel like that anymore, Mike. That it was like, exorcising the demon in an Exorcist, where good, all right, it's out. It's out. I don't have to feel like that, because a loss doesn't take me back 30 years anymore. It takes me back to 2024, and it's fresher now. I don't know. Maybe. Can you identify with that? Am I just talking boo-boo right now, or how about that?
I don't think so.
I mean,
I think you're right.
To the fans, like anybody that's out there watching, can you identify with me a little bit?
Kelly does. Kelly says, was at the playoff game last night in the Detroit City. It's us against the refs. I like that call. And then Jakeway responding to what we were saying about the poor tackling. They didn't wrap up at all last night. It was driving me nuts. Shoulder tackling all night. I noticed that as well, Jay. It was something that I had commented about the Miami Dolphins in the game the day before. Some of the crappiest tackling I'd ever seen. And I realized it was ridiculously cold. But we were seeing the same thing in the Lions game. I don't understand. There needs to be an emphasis on this, right? We had a great comment in here about how Dan was telling everybody, stop leaving your feet, right? He's telling keep the ball in front of you, tackle your guy. So hopefully moving forward, we can get that done. Lions live to fight another day. And guess what? They will have another home playoff game. Russ, are we ready to talk about the reason why we'll have another home playoff game?
Yeah, I mean, I've glazed over this stuff a little bit at the beginning right here, but I'm glad that you're in here to talk about this, because should we thank Green Bay?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Green Bay.
Absolutely. I know a lot of Lions fans would rather go to Dallas to exact revenge on the Cowboys for 2 weeks ago. But I'm sorry, this is the best case scenario. We're going to get Philly or Tampa in Ford Field. That's what you want. That's what the players want. That game today, huge to see who the Lions will play. That's the night game tonight, of course. But yeah, let's talk about it. Green Bay Packers go into Dallas and wax the Cowboys 48-32, and it wasn't even that close.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Jordan Love, the real deal. Listen to Jordan Love's passer rating. If you remember the first half of the year on this very program, we were ripping Jordan Love. His passer ratings in the 60s, his completion percentage in the 50s. Here's Jordan Love's stat line. 16 of 21. That's well over the league average. 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Another game where Jordan Love takes care of the football with no interceptions. He had a passer rating of 157.2. Guys, he had a couple of games this year that you could have added his passer rating up together in the 2 games, and it wouldn't have come to 157.2. It was that bad. But he's a young player, getting his feet under him. He goes in and he beats the 2 seed in Dallas. Congratulations to the Packer fans. Aaron Jones, he was the real story here. He had 3 touchdowns, 21 carries, 118 yards. He averaged 5.6 yards per carry, just like we've seen teams do to this Dallas defense, running right through them like day-old gas station sushi. Aaron Jones averaging 5.6 yards a carry. The Green Bay Packers able to put up 143 yards on the ground. They gave up 123 to Dallas as well, but being able to gash that defense and making Dak play from behind the entire game, everyone knows you get Dak to press and he'll make mistakes. Dak Prescott attempted 60 passes in this game, 41 of 60 for 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, passer rating of 89.8. CeeDee Lamb had 9 catches, 110 yards, and Dallas actually had 510 yards of total offense Now, if Green Bay can somehow, some way, go out to San Francisco and beat the number 1 seed, and the Lions can take care of business in their next game, it sets up an NFC title game in Motown against our division rival, the hated Green Bay Packers. You couldn't script it any better than that.
That's amazing. Wow. That's amazing right there. And you know what else is amazing is there's over 90 people that are watching right now, but the unfortunate thing is only 46 people have liked the video. So could you guys do us a favor right here? Because we love talking football every day. We do it every day at 11 a.m. Football Talk with Russell Wayne. And now we got Jeremy B coming in at 10 a.m. Smoking Jeremy B going to be talking some Lions football every day. Can you hit that like button on whatever platform that you're watching us on right now? Hit that like button if you love talking football. All right. Thank you for that. And paying the bill wise is, we have this awesome little commemorative plaque right there. That's NFC North champions right there. We are affiliate marketing partners with NFL Shop. Now, I know you could just go to NFL Shop and buy this, and you don't have to do anything. But if you use our link, then you're helping our show. We appreciate it if you help our show. And no, those glasses are not available yet. I think I need to make those glasses because I've had a bunch of people asking for them.
And by the way, if you use our link, you'll get 25% off. So that there is enough reason to use our link instead of just doing it on your own.
Yeah, and then there's that too. We can help save you some money, and we may even be able to save you some more money, and we'll let you know about those things as soon as we figure out how to use the custom link codes and all that stuff. We're still learning how to use the computer, guys, but we do love talking football. But right now, this is for sure. This is Dallas right now. Oh, there they are. You guys talked all of that crap. And then the Green Bay Packers come in there and they wax your ass. Waxed. Like, woo.
And now they got to go to California and play the Niners. Poor Green Bay, what a gauntlet. If they're going to have to, they go into Dallas and win, and then if they can go into San Francisco and win, they would then have to come to Detroit or Philadelphia or Tampa. I mean, they're got to be on the road the whole time as the 7th
Playoffs.
Welcome to the playoffs. That's what it is. The Lions had to play the guy that they traded to go win a Super Bowl somewhere else. That's like the worst draw ever, and they were okay. So, and then we might have to face numbnuts here.
Yeah.
Freaking Matt Patricia, numbnuts. There's no freaking way that Matt Patricia's going to come into to Detroit and get a victory. There is no way.
Not if Baker Mayfield has anything to say about it.
Yeah. How many? Let's root. We're out there. Let's root for Baker Mayfield. I've never rooted for Baker Mayfield so much before in my life. Wow.
Anthony says the only thing that will help the Lions against the Eagles is the home field advantage. Ooh, I don't know about that, Anthony. I mean, they got to get past Tampa first on the road. So Cam Sutton needs to not be cover Brown also. A.J. Brown not going to play today against Tampa Bay. So maybe Tampa can get the Eagles on the road, but they are favored. Everyone expects Philly to win this game. Tampa kind of like they have been the last year as well, kind of a paper champion there in the division. But hey, if Tampa can't get it done, we'll take Philly at home. Like you said, Matt Patricia, we got one Matt Stafford, one Matt down. Then if we can go in and beat Matt Patricia, and if the Packers can win, we'll take care of Matt LaFleur also. What a magical season. What a great time to be a Lions fan.
Yeah, I am not intimidated of either one of those teams. I think I have never thought that Philadelphia was a better team than the Lions, and people kind of just decided that at the beginning of the season and just made it that way, and then we just had to kind of deal with this this overall thought of what they thought Philadelphia was. But you can't go out and lose 5 of 6 or something else wrong with this team. You don't just poof. Oh yeah, nothing. Hey, it's just, fix a couple things. After 5 of 6, dude, you got the house is burning. Okay. Eventually got to put out the fire, and they have not put out the fire, and maybe they do get it right. Maybe they go and just punk out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then I'm going to be scared because then my worst nightmare could come true. which is like I gotta face PTSOL again. No, I won't. It will be unrelated. It's after a playoff win. There is no curse anymore. They've broke it. Thank you, Peyton Manning and and Jeff Daniels for breaking the curse and turning Detroit back into Detroit Rock City. Let's go. Oh my gosh.
Anthony says, do we really expect a Bakerless Bucks to beat Philly? Look, Baker's banged up, but he's going to play. I guarantee you Baker Mayfield will play.
Baker Mayfield is considering not playing. I mean, we could.
I don't know where Anthony gets this from because all the reports I've heard is that Baker is absolutely going to play.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything like that.
Congratulations to Steve. Congratulations to A-Dub, our resident Packer fans. Congratulations for your team. I mean, kudos. We were rooting for the Pack. I mean, they're the 7 seed. We'd rather have them at home, obviously, than go on the road, most of us. But so, yeah, some great comments in here. Thanks, everyone, for commenting today. Sarah Ann Lohman says, let's go, Lions.
Let's go, Lions. Yeah, it was scary in there last night, man. It was an awesome feeling inside of the Lions Den. It was cool to have Jeremy B finally get to experience what our Lions Den is like, and it is like no other experience in the world. Just a bunch of guys that love it. We lifted each other up. We definitely lifted each other up, man. I got down on a knee at one point in time. I put my head right into the chair, you know, and I couldn't even watch one of the plays. And then they ended up taking their time. I ended up watching it anyway because they were taking too much time on it. But I had a couple of friends immediately that came over, you know, put their hand on my back, told me everything was going to be okay. You know, start hyperventilating a little bit right there.
I was worried about you.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, you know, it becomes emotional, man. When I hugged Gary at the end of the deal, man, we were crying. Like I'm sorry. And I don't give a shit who knows that, you know, that was emotional, you know. Yeah. After all these years, we've never experienced a playoff win together. You know, we were in the Lions Den when that bad call in Dallas happened in the first place, when they screwed us out of the Matt Stafford playoff victory. I was with Gary, and it was just nice to be able to embrace him after it was over and just said, you know, we finally won a playoff game and we saw it together.
We were tripping. We were able to take Jeremy B to his first time in the Lions Den. And I don't know, he didn't know how to act when we were losing our shit. He's like, I had to cope with you two going through PTSOL. Travis says, go Lions. So good to see them win. Titans fan here. Well, thank you, Travis.
I have to call everybody out in the Lions Den for going through PTSOL, even Jeremy. Even Jeremy, you do not get a free pass on that. Everybody was going through the PTSOL in that, like everybody. It wasn't like a room full of freaking out people and then cool Jeremy B sitting up in the front going, everything will be just fine because I am Jeremy B and I tell you to fight forward. It wasn't like that. You were freaking out too. We were freaking out. Mike was freaking out. Gary was freaking out. Steve Weenie was freaking out. Alex was freaking out. Chris Holbrook was freaking out. Tim the Tool Man was freaking out.
Jack says, I'm still sitting in my recliner in a coma waiting to lose. now that is PTSD.
Now that is it right there.
That's post-traumatic Sable Lions right there.
Is that the PTSOL comment of the day? That is it. Yeah. He's still sitting in his recliner. That's it.
So, Fred says I bawled my eyes out like the guy they showed on the TV. We were ripping that guy. Look at that guy inside. Yep. We were all that guy inside.
I'll tell you how much PTSOL I had was when Amon-Ra St. Brown got that first down. In my mind, I was like, oh my God, one more first down. And then they started kneeling. And then it was just like, wait a minute. They're not just kneeling as a strategy. We're going to win a game. And then it was just like, the woosah thing was just starting to
Yeah.
clean out, and then and then it was cool.
We kept saying, one more first down. We just need one more first down. And then all of a sudden, Goff takes a knee, and we looked at each other like, wait.
What is this, a strategy?
Oh, yeah, I'm terrible at math. I forgot I'm terrible at math.
That was the 2-minute warning, and then the first thing that came out of it was the first down, and they couldn't stop the clock.
What a play. What a play to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Instead of risking it and running another run play where we might fall short and they would have one more possession with even 20 seconds left, they were able to put the ball in the air, convert to Amon-Ra. What an incredible play. Jeffrey here says, my dad and I were shocked and speechless after the game. Like, you couldn't even believe it, right? In the Lions' den, it was a little bit subdued because I think everybody was still trying to process it. We just won a playoff game.
Well, I think that half of us we had bad math. Everybody was convinced that we needed another first down. Like, it wasn't just me. I was like, okay, guys, all right, guys, let's buckle down. What? He's kneeling on it. We're gonna win. Like, that's exactly what it was like to me. And then
can you read this comment from Jeremy?
I said it the whole time.
We have another Packer fan in, our good friend Mark Taylor. He's a Packer fan. Welcome to the show, Mark. Love you, brother. Nice. Frank says, I called Dallas losing and we get a second playoff game at home. Kelly says, I cried like a baby and didn't care one bit, worth every tear in there. I'm like Jordan. It didn't really hit me until this morning. I woke up and smiled and said, we won a playoff game. Unbelievable.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
Definitely. Another Packer fan, Jay Smooth says, morning all, go Pack, go. Congratulations to your Packers, Jay. Really, I mean that. As much as I hate the Packers, I hate Dallas worse, and I like home playoff games better. Okay. Fred says, come on, guys. I'm about to start bawling right here again at work. Woody, our resident Bear fan, congrats on your victory, guys. Love it. Joe says, Coach told Goff, go win it. Oh, I love this comment, Jay. Jay Jakeway, that's exactly why the 12th man was so integral. They couldn't stop the clock. Fans were amazing. Not only were the fans amazing, listen, there was 13 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and the crowd caused Matt Stafford to take a timeout. How big was that coming down the stretch when they only had one timeout and they had to kill over 2 minutes? I mean, they knew. Sean McVay knew. We can't stop the clock. And that timeout that the fans generated ended up being really huge, in my opinion, coming down the stretch.
We're learning how to fan, guys. Like, honestly, it's like getting at the end of that game. It's like when you go and you look at the end of that game, and, you know, I know that I'm freaking out in my mind, and to know that Dan Campbell did not freak out, that they kept their calm, they kept their cool, and they executed the end of the game to perfection. They saw a path to victory, and they ran in a straight line towards it. They didn't give Stafford another shot. And this is something like I took shit for this, and this is probably where the PTSOL came in, but I took shit at the end of that game because I said something. I'm like, they have to finish this game because if they give the ball back to Matt Stafford, he's going to beat us. And I took shit in the Lions den for saying that. And it's not me freaking out. That's me being real. That's the realness of it. Do you have any doubt in your mind that if somehow Matt Stafford got the ball back at the end of that game, Michael, if somehow that happened and he had the game, was there no doubt in your mind that Stafford was going to beat us?
I can't say no doubt, but 100% that was a thing. That was a thing in my mind for sure.
And when it became very obvious that Campbell's strategy was to not give him the ball back, it's like, that's my coach, man. That's my coach.
Had to be so satisfying, so satisfying for Jared Goff and Josh Reynolds and Brad Holmes. Did anybody happen to see Brad Holmes in the elevator. I actually, it was on the artist formerly known as
Yes,
Twitter.
I saw that. That dude is fired up.
Brad Holmes did not think that anyone had a camera on him. And as the elevator doors are closing, he's just, I mean, the passion and the look on his face summed up everything to me about that win last night. I mean, that's your general manager, okay? That's the boss. And he is fired up like that.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to question anything that this guy does from here on out. He got a game ball yesterday from Dan Campbell because he built the roster that Dan Campbell wanted. And it's not done yet. I mean, it is not done yet. Like, they're going to go, like, you guys, we're going to start talking draft here in a couple weeks, okay? Regardless of whether we win the Super Bowl or not win the Super Bowl. But, you know, you got a couple weeks left, and then the biggest game's going to be played, and then we're going to be right back into the draft talk. So we'll get to that then. But, yeah, we're going to draft we need a cornerback and a pass rusher opposite of Hutchinson. That's not going to change. We're going to, you know, when we're going into next year, we know what the weaknesses are. And you still got a shot. There's weaknesses on every team. There is. It's not like the Lions' weaknesses are just so glaring that they're not going to be able to overcome. Like, Philadelphia's got weaknesses. It's Dan Campbell's job to find it. You know, it's the coaching staff's job to find out where the weakness is and attack it.
Mm-hmm.
That's playoffs. That's where we're at. Same thing with Green Bay. Any one of the teams that are left, guys, there's 8 teams. There'll be 8 teams left after today. Any one of those 8 teams could win the Super Bowl. Bet. Like, I mean, one of them will. And there isn't any one that's like, oh, yeah, that one's the one. You got the defending champs. They're probably not the favorites. You know, the Buffalo Bills look as good as anybody. The Houston Texans look as good as anybody. Ooh. And then you haven't even talked about the Ravens. There's 4, the AFC teams. On the NFC, everybody it's a foregone conclusion that, you know, the 49ers are the best, right? I don't know.
Well, I think you just did that. You did the foregone conclusion and just skipped right over the Pittsburgh Steelers. You just put the Buffalo Bills in there, but they still got to win.
And then the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, I think that would be the only team that I wouldn't believe in. But on the AFC side, you know, you're looking at the foregone in there. You know, there's still Tampa Bay and Philadelphia, right? Well, people don't really believe in Tampa Bay all that much, but they believe in Philadelphia. Which one of those teams? The Lions? Philadelphia? Green Bay? San Fran? I mean, all these guys seem like they're all good and fantastic in their own way.
Did you see the video of the team chanting Jared Goff when he come walking into the locker room? Man, I mean, right through my computer screen, I could feel the energy that must have been in that locker room right there. What a great shot that is. And this team, and you know, and Goff was happy, but he's like, you know what? We got more to do. Let's go. This team, I've said it all year long, feels like destiny. It would be an absolute shame if we don't make it to the Super Bowl the way this team is like family. I've really never seen a team, maybe the Bad Boys in '89, the Pistons team, that I've never been this close to a team that seemed like family like that. These guys really play for each other. I loved Aiden Hutchinson's comments after the game. You know, I played this game for my teammates and for this city. Mm-hmm. And that's a great soundbite.
It is. It is. And the team's young. That's the most intimidating thing about that the Green Bay Packer team and our team, because they're both young. I mean, most of the guys that are on that Packers team are all like, you know, Dontavian Wicks is a rookie. You know, Watson's in his second year. Dobbs is in his second year. Love's brand all brand new. That, I mean, their entire defense is like rookie and second year guys. I mean, they're going to go into the off season. Yeah, they need they got an extra $40 million. Well, they're probably going to have to give it all to Love, but who cares at that point? You know, you got your guy. If you got a franchise quarterback, pay the guy, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you think Dan Campbell outcoached Sean McVay in this game?
Absolutely, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're running out 2 minutes, you know, you forced him into mistakes of timeouts. And honestly, that referee thing at the end where they called the false start on the Lions right there, that should have been another coaching, feather in the cap, because he got him again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Forced him to use timeouts.
James says might not be ready for the Super Bowl this year, but definitely on the right road. Why not, James? Why not the Lions in the Super Bowl? That's what they said about Texas Rangers. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. But they still won the title. The Denver Nuggets, they were supposed to be one player away, but yet they won the NBA title. Why not the Detroit Lions? Let's start believing.
I have no reason to not to. It's house money at this point. Jeremy was right. I freak out at the end of the game, but I freak out at the end of the game because I suffer from PTSOL. Well, PTSOL was killed in this game. You can't, I mean, you can say it all you want. Like if somebody wants to bring it up and we'll make fun of it, we'll probably bring it up again, but it was officially killed. Like,
I don't know about that. Not for me. It's not. We've talked about PTSOL. The only cure for it is winning. So we're taking our medicine. We're getting the cure. Our antibiotics are coming in. They're starting to work.
Yeah, but why? System. But why is it a cure? The cure is winning, but it's winning these type of games that bring ghosts. Mm-hmm. Like because the thing is like losing a game at this point, the ghost is only going to go back to 2024 now. There's no, I mean, I guess it's the Super Bowl ghost for sure, but that's something that a whole bunch of people go through. It isn't like, oh my God, you can't even win a playoff game. It's like, yeah, you need to get to an NFC title game. You need to go to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, getting to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl are the two ghosts now that you got to exercise since 1957. But the PTSOL comes from you can't even win a playoff game. You're not going to go anywhere because you can't even win one playoff game. Well, that ghost is exercise, and it only takes me back to 2024 to take another shot. It's not like this thing's going to come over me and be like, oh my God, I got to wait another freaking 30 years. It's 31 years. It's 32 years. It's 33 years. That's gone. That part's gone. Now you can kind of like lose with dignity.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's going to be different for everyone, right? Your PTSOL might be at a different level than mine, and the cure is winning. If this team makes it to a Super Bowl, I think that's what it's going to take for me. That's where my level of PTSOL is, because when the game is coming down to crunch time and the waning moments of the game and the game is hanging in the balance, in my mind, I think we're going to lose, okay? I don't have like these Packer fans, we're going to win this game. They're conditioned over the years of winning, that when the game is in the waning moments, they believe they're going to win the game. As a Lions fan, I believe we're going to lose the game because it's happened so much.
But didn't he defeat that?
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Listen, I mean, at the end of the game, look at what we went through. Like at the end of the game, we thought there was another sequence of plays. We are so freaking messed up in our head. And they're kneeling on the game. Like something happened to me at the end of that game when that woosah started happening, and then it became real. And it was that Dan Campbell's smarter than me. He's smarter than you, smarter than Jeremy B. He's smarter than all of us.
Hey, whoa. He's not smarter than
all
Jeremy.
of us.
He's not smarter than Jeremy.
Okay, he's not smarter than Jeremy. But he's smarter than we've all given them credit for. And here we are freaking out in a moment where he's already got it under control. And I'm just like, and it really hit me while that game was counting down. It's like, we got to start trusting Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes doing this stuff and stop trying to fix them. Like you could draft the running back in the you know what they need. No, yeah, I ain't listening to you anymore. None of y'all know what they're doing. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell know what they're doing. I'm done second guessing them. You're not smarter than Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. He's proved you all wrong. It's already a done deal. You got this young ass team right now that win or lose going into playoffs. You know that this team's going to be a badass for the next 10 years. You know it.
Mm-hmm. Paul Jones says, not going to lie, my PTSOL kicked in after the false start penalty. Right.
You damn right it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're thinking that this, that the referee's got that thing against you.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're a Lion fan, you just think that that you're just that you're just doing this. Unless you're a Lion fan, you don't know what we're talking about right here. Because you go, oh, every fan base goes through it. Not like us.
What do you have the clip from Matt LaFleur's post-game presser? You do. I know you do.
I got it somewhere. Hold on. Let me.
While you look that up, I'll pay the bills. You were watching Football Talk with Russell Wayne on the Main Event 365 Network. Be sure to follow us on Facebook if you're not already. It's Lions Villain Squad. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Main Event 365. That's MANE. Also, Patreon /Villain Squad. That will make you better looking and smarter if you did that. And tomorrow is going to be PFF Tuesday. We are going to be looking at all the PFF grades from all the playoff games that are happening yesterday and today and the day before as well. And what else we got? And Wednesday, it's going to be Lion of the Day. Who's going to be your Lion of the Day for Wednesday? And then next week we go in, of course, the divisional round of the playoffs. So a lot to talk about as we ramp up and make our predictions on Friday. That was Matt, coach of the Green Bay Packers, in his post comments about whooping the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys.
Right there. And roughly translated, that was, we came, we saw, we whipped their asses, and we rode home on their horses, or something funnier than that. Anyway, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, and we are excited. We are excited. We don't even know what to do with our hands, and we're talking a little PTSOL right now. And in my mind, that is done. That is done. Something happened to me yesterday on trying to fix and figure things out that went away with the victory, watching the 2 minutes drain off of that clock, and Dan Campbell finishing another coaching masterpiece where he outcoaches Coach McVay. That's what happens when you run a perfect 4-minute offense and just close the game out. Ooh. How do you beat Matt Stafford? Let him watch the rest of the game from the sidelines and don't give him another chance. Because you know what happens when you play not to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Your name is Jim Caldwell. Your name is Marty Schottenheimer. Marty ball. Ooh, 4th and inches. Well, we better punt it because we want to pin him back and trust our defense.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Absolutely a great call out when you call the 4-minute offense. That's something that all NFL teams, that is a phrase that they know very well what that means. 4-minute offense is when you've got the ball in the lead. The 2-minute offense is when you've got the ball and you're behind. So they totally know how to execute a 4-minute offense. We saw it, like you just said, ran to perfection yesterday. You just get a few first downs. You drain the other team's timeouts. You take them out to the deep water. And you've got to have a good offensive line for that. And our offensive line totally showed out.
You let them eat. That's like, that in a sense, the 4-minute offense, if you're executing it right, it's like handing the ball to Penei Sewell. But you're not really handing the ball to Penei Sewell, but you're letting your offensive linemen go out and eat a little bit. You're letting them do the punching instead of protect. You go out there and they're running downhill. And that's one thing that you don't want in the fourth quarter, guys. Like, I don't care if you're Green Bay. I don't care if you're the San Francisco 49ers. You do not want Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, and Penei Sewell running downhill on you, trying to close the game out, because it's not going to end well for you. Doesn't matter who you are. Obviously, doesn't matter if you're Aaron Donald, the greatest defensive lineman of all time. You're running downhill. You just ran into Frank the Tank. And Aaron Donald, you were a non-factor.
We do know that the Detroit Lions game, we don't know their opponent. We won't know that until late tonight when the Philly-Tampa game ends, because we know we play the winner at our building. But we do know that the game will be Sunday. 3 o'clock. That's odd. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Looks like I'm going to have to take a vacation day from work. So it's a 3 o'clock kickoff in Ford Field against whichever team we play on Sunday.
And that's going to be amazing. I won't be able to be at the Lions Den for this one because the Russell Wayne and the Villain Squad has a gig at the Mount Holly Ski Lodge, and they have offered for us, just in case we won this playoff game, that we're going to be able to do a little bit of live music and Villain Squad. We're going to broadcast the game a little bit, have some fun there at Mount Holly Ski Lodge. While some people are having some fun on the outside, we're going to be having some fun on the inside. And that's a cool place. That's a cool place if you're into skiing. Any skiers out there? How many skiers do we have out in our audience right now? I should ask that first.
Don't we have some lift passes?
We will have some lift passes.
So if anybody wants to come out and ski and check out Russell Wayne and the Villain Squad doing some music before kickoff of the game, are we going to broadcast live that day?
We're going to do some kind of broadcasting live. We'll work that out. I know that Michael from Mount Holly had told me that he wanted to do something for the Lions. So we'll get into the detail of what that is being. We'll definitely be going live from the Mount Holly Ski Lodge during the game. You know, giving you our little updates. You know, this is kind of fun. We're like an official Villain Squad crew now, right?
Packers and Niners will be Saturday night, 8:15 p.m. That's going to be a good one.
Wow, they're doing AFC, NFC, AFC, NFC. I like that.
You like that?
I like that. Ooh, who do you got tonight? The Philadelphia Eagles going to Tampa Bay.
The spread is 3.
Still 3 points. Still 3 points. I lost my bet because the game was too close.
You've got Buffalo and the Steelers, and Buffalo favored by 10 points at home. And then it's Eagles at Bucks, and the Eagles on the road, but favored by 3. I've already picked the Eagles to win this game and cover the spread, but I will sure am going to be rooting for the Buccaneers. Yep.
And I got the opposite of that. I started out my playoff 2-0, but I went to. But the Lions one's a weird loss for me because, I'm homering taking the Lions, but we didn't cover the spread. So that counts as an L as far as Vegas is concerned.
Sounds like Joel wants the Eagles. He says, bring Patricia back to Detroit so we can beat his ass.
Yeah.
That would be sweet.
I really don't care. I mean, to me, I think the emotion of Patricia coming here, and I think that creates the best story. But the Tampa Bay, that's like the scarier of the two to me, because we've already played them, and it's really tough to go beat a team twice, especially when you know how they kind of whooped your ass like that. And I think we get the Eagles for that reason. I think that we could get them. We can get them at home. We can lean into them. I mean, you can get Hurts.
If you would rather play Philly, then I don't understand your thinking. This is a team that went 10-1 this year. They went to the Super Bowl last year. Right now, they are imploding. I get it. Right now, they are not in a good way. They've lost 6, I believe, of their last 7 games, or 5 of the last 6 games. They're really on a downward spiral. But this is a team that went 10-1 this season. They're loaded up and down the roster, up and down at every position. They have probably the best offensive line in the entire league. Hell no, I don't want to play them. Yeah, Tampa's a tough team. Yeah, it's hard to beat another team twice, but we beat their ass in Tampa. They would have to come here. I think we will smoke the Baker Mayfields if they come into Detroit. I do not want any part of Philadelphia. As well as it might be, I want the path of least resistance to the Super Bowl. And to me, that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's fair. That's fair. The team of destiny. The team of destiny. Maybe they do lighten up because I don't. Yeah, now that you put it like that, I definitely don't think that Baker Mayfield would be able to come in here and pull some magic.
Look at Steve quoting Huey Lewis. Stop it, Steve. Give me a break. The power of love.
It's my quarterback.
Oh, it's nice to see that the Packer fans that are in here are surprised of their season, and they overperformed, man. I mean, we were wrong on Love. We were all wrong on Love, really. We wanted to see what he had. You guys were hoping that he would be okay, that he can manage the game. Well, he turned out to be a little bit better than that. Looks like you guys know how to pick quarterbacks.
Tim the Tool Man agrees with me. No Huey Lewis allowed.
Tim the Tool Man, that was a great hug to get after the game was over.
Congratulations on your engagement too, my friend.
Congratulations.
I love it. So, don't forget PFF Tuesday tomorrow. I got to jump off of here. I got some chores I got to do. Hey, Russ, we did it. We won a playoff game. Let's not end there, Lions fans. Let's keep it going. I love this team.
That's right. And
I got to bounce. I'm out. God bless you all.
That's Main Event Mike. He joins me. He's my compadre on the mornings, 11 a.m. Football Talk with Russell Wayne. That's me. And that was Main Event Mike. And, it's faith, family, and football. God bless you, Tim the Tool Man. You deserve a good woman. And I'm happy for you. It's faith, family, and football here on this show. Faith first. Faith first to me. Thank you to anybody that uses our link and gives to the NTC Outreach Ministries. That link is in the description. We were able to do things like provide over 400 turkeys to needy families during Thanksgiving. That giving link also was responsible for helping almost 100 needy families provide Christmases for their kids. So thank you to anybody that did that. And I will let you guys know what the next thing is that we are attacking. But thank you for using that link. Faith and family. Family and football. Family and football, that part's easy. Because we show up with our family. We experience great things together, like yesterday. We can go around and hug a bunch of your friends that have been, there. It's all about the camaraderie, win or lose, Faith, family, and football. Use football to spend time with your family. Don't let football use you. Don't become a dick if they lose. And God bless you guys. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. Football Talk with Russell Wayne. Peace out.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team. And I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
All right. Thank you, everybody. This is the after call, last call right here. Thank you, everybody, for watching the program today. The 50 people that are still on here. I love talking football. Might have to get back into these comments a little bit. But if you hadn't had a chance, please go follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm throwing it into the link right now. And that link is going into the comments. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're on the YouTube channel right now watching, hit that like button, because that helps us and it's free for you guys to do that. Thank you for saying that this is a great show. Rob says that he just got here. And there's still 40 people on the platform, and we're just talking football, man. What a great playoff week that it was. What a great victory for the Detroit Lions. What a blowout, beatdown victory for the Green Bay Packers. Damn. I mean, you thought them Packers, I mean, as a Packer fan, I don't know. Steve's still out there probably. But I know that you guys didn't expect to win that game. And especially like that. You knew you had a chance to win the game, but to go in there and embarrass them like that, I mean, it made me smile a little bit. I don't want to get embarrassed by the Packers again. But I mean, you're my arch rival, but nothing would make me feel better than to play the Packers at home in the NFC Championship. I would love that. I would love that. That would be so big. That would be so big, especially for the future of the NFC North. Because you got these young teams, man. I'm impressed with Matt LaFleur. I mean, I can't deny that Matt LaFleur has overperformed in that situation. Nobody expected that. You know, he had to develop. They had to get used to it. They didn't start out well. So for them to get into the playoffs, they're one of the hotter teams going into the playoffs. And Jordan Love,
It's my quarterback.
no, it ain't my quarterback. But the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love, is the real deal. I mean, the dude looks like he's about ready to fall down, and you know the arm angle looks like he doesn't know what he's doing, and these balls, they are right on target. So that's the scary thing. Yeah, how about them Browns, man? Damn. That's a great. I mean, that was a bit of a surprise. I didn't think Flacco would melt down like that. It's not all NFC North anymore. The thing is like we changed it to football talk with Russell Wayne. We focus on the NFC North, Fred, but We love talking football. And if you guys are in here and you guys want to talk about the Browns, I'll talk about the Browns. Talk about CJ Stroud. I mean, you talk about a beatdown. You talk about a kid that has a big future ahead of him. CJ Stroud, 16 to 21, 3 TDs, no interceptions. For 66 yards, 5 yards a carry. I mean, this Browns team was supposed to have the best defense. It was the best defense in the NFL. And look what happened. CJ Stroud he's a believer. He believes in God. He ain't afraid to put himself out there. And you shouldn't. Good for you. Yeah, them Browns really left it out there. Brent says Cow Turds will be getting a new head coach this year. Would be nice to see the Browns advance as another team reaching for the first Super Bowl, potentially historic matchup of 2 first-time teams. That'd be cool. I mean, would it really surprise you if all of a sudden the Houston Texans come out of the AFC? I mean, make it all the way to a Super Bowl in your rookie year as a quarterback? That hasn't happened very much. That hasn't happened very much. Lions get their first playoff victory in like 30 years. It's crazy. It's crazy. It was such a good feeling yesterday. Lion fan doesn't know what to do with their hands right now. They're going to get another home playoff game. 2 home playoff games. They didn't have a home playoff game in 30 years, and they're going to get 2 of them this year. At least. And if the Packers knock off the 49ers, they could have a potential 3 home playoff games. I would definitely rather face the Packers at home over playing San Fran on the road. That's just me, right? No. Jordan says the Texans have the same chance for the first time, but they're a newer franchise. Be nice to see an older franchise make it. Texans Lions Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be crazy? That would be crazy. Rob says that he teared up when we won. I did too. I did. Matt says that Lions versus Buffalo in the Super Bowl. Interesting. Interesting. It just seems like kind of a long shot now. You know? Like, What are you going to put in the way? Fred asks, do you see Lions signing Goff to an extension after the win yesterday? I do with a little higher amount. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of earned this team, hasn't he? How far do you think Jared Goff can take us?
It's my quarterback.
I mean, it's a great question. No, I know that there's a big portion of this fan base thought that there was no way that they were going to beat Stafford. So Fred says, I can't give anyone a Super Bowl Ravens and 49ers are good, but they've had those bad games too. Yeah, they got to get there. You know, there's only going to be two standing. And luckily, we ain't got to beat any of those AFC teams. You just got to worry about the team that's in front of you. And we're going to find that out here in a couple of hours. Tampa Bay playing the Philadelphia Eagles. That's today. Tampa Bay playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Actually, it's tonight. Who do you got? You think Tampa Bay can win that game? I mean, they're at home. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. It seems like we got the Steve is in there. Yes, sir, Steve. It's going to be fun no matter what. Steve, congratulations on your win, man. I hate the Packers. I hate the fact that I got to share this show with you guys because you guys also won. Like the Lions just want to win and not worry about anybody else in the division, but there they are. Them damn Packers. Them damn Packers showing up in there. Damn you, Packers. Why do you have to be so good? Why does Aaron Jones have to rush so much? Aaron Jones. But I'll tell you what, man, after going through the, reporting BS that we went through in Dallas, I actually went on record onto this show and said I thought that the Dallas Cowboy fans were worse than the Packer fans. I couldn't believe how many Dallas fans went out of their way to go to Lions sites to troll, to tell us that, we're just crying about a call. And, there was some crying for a couple days, but it was all done after that, it was all done by Dallas fans just going around triggering people. And I'm not saying that Green Bay fan don't do that, but it's like Green Bay, even like I've talked to Green Bay fan, about the Fail Mary or whatever, the ghost call. And it's like a Green Bay fan can admit that they got that wrong, and that that was a gift on that one, even though the rivalry's there. The fact that the Cowboy fans couldn't even acknowledge that, they were even blessed with a call. I was happy to see all of those guys get shut up. Because every year is their year, right? The Dallas Cowboys. Oh, it's our year. Dak's the greatest quarterback of all time. Look at him. Here's a stat that says I'm just as good as Tom Brady. Look at that. He's the real GOAT, not Tom Brady. Like, you really? That used to be Packer fan about Aaron Rodgers. But honestly, Jordan Love's playing good like that. Like, I'm jealous of that. That, you know, they just switch quarterbacks and they don't have any problems. Like Green Bay's just always had good development, good general managers that always drafted pretty well. They always have a competing team. I don't mean that I'm just super scared or anything. If you have a good team, you have a good team. You get into this dance. Who's got an easy path to the Super Bowl right now? Who? I mean, you're hoping that we get Tampa Bay instead of Philly, right? I mean, Tampa Bay's still going to be hard. You got to go out to San Francisco. That's going to be hard. If the Packers got to come into Ford Field, that's going to be hard. There's no easy path to the Super Bowl. And then if you get to the Super Bowl, you got to play like, you know, the Ravens, you know, whoever's been kicking ass over on the AFC, say Patrick Mahomes. Like, as long as you got a competitor, you got a team that can compete, then you got a shot. There is no easy path to the Super Bowl. Fred agrees with me. Brett thinks that it's Cowboy fans and you know they're really bad to each other. I look at them go at each other in some of these groups, and yeah, they're vicious. They're vicious. Now here's one right here. I like this. Lions fan living here in Dallas. Thank you, John, for tuning into the show. Love it. Every time Cowboy fans lose. Been a Lions fan since 1961. Grew up in Riverview, Michigan. Go Lions. Thanks for watching the program, John. So that was probably a pretty emotional win for you last night, too. Like when you realize you've been watching a team the whole time, you haven't really watched winners. Oh, I hope not, Fred. You saw a script. I saw that script. Lions Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Have to find it again. If it happens, even out of coincidence, I'm done with the NFL. That would be awful. That would be awful. Considering somebody could just put out a script and they could be, you know, Lions and Texans script, Lions and like I'm pretty good with these little making these graphics and whatever. I can make that up. So I would hate to see you, to lose you as a fan. You know, I watched the WWE. To me, as long as I don't know what I don't care. I don't care. Because if it's a script, then it's been a script the whole time. And it's still entertained me. mean, it would hurt me. Yeah, I feel you on that, but I can deal with the script. Iron sharpens irons, makes us both great. Sarah says that I think that most fans hate the Dallas Cowboys because they got dubbed America's team and we had no say in that. That is very true. I never called them America's team. I love seeing you on here, Sarah. You're like the greatest Viking fan ever because the Vikings have been out and she's still here supporting the show because she loves talking football with us. Well, yeah, God bless Russ. Thank you, Brent. God bless you too. I'm shocked McCarthy isn't fired yet. Yeah, I'm pretty what are you gonna do? On my WWE 2K24, Russell has a handicap match tonight against JBL and Ted DiBiase. I am flattered that you would consider me a character on your WWE video game, Steve. That's awesome. I used to love making characters on those. And I did start a new page. And if you've seen it, it's WrestleMania. If you see the WrestleMania page that's out there, go ahead and follow that. If you're into wrestling, and it's kind of the same thing as this. I love football. I love professional wrestling. And I know that the football season's coming to an end. And we keep the content going on here, 365, though. We got to get into the draft and, the combine, all that free agency stuff. But we get to actually talk real football right now. But it's coming into WrestleMania season. So if you're into wrestling, I put wrestling content out onto that. I don't know who your favorite wrestlers are. I'm a little old school. I came up in the, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, the 80 type of stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, Steve, I'll send it to you. If you want that, it's called, it'll be a pro wrestling talk. WrestleMania. That's me. My name and then Mania. WrestleMania. Go ahead and check it out. Jason MC says, congrats, guys. That Stafford sure is a tough skull. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought you were calling him a skull. Okay. My bad. I'm a little off. Can't see he's too good anymore. Yeah, he is tough. I mean, it was a good thing that Dan Campbell outcoached McVay in that, ran that 4-minute offense to perfection because, none of us wanted to see Stafford get the ball again. So, I'm coming to the end of my time right here today. I appreciate you guys sticking around, but I got to get ready for this game. I got to get some new content out on the page right here. God bless you guys. See you guys tomorrow for PFF Tuesday. Congratulations to the Packers. Congratulations to the Lions for advancing in the playoffs. See you guys tomorrow morning.
It reminds me of a football show, Football Talk with Russell Wayne, 11 a.m. in the mornings. You should watch it because it could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life.